Hi there. Welcome to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me today. My name is Denise Alvarez, and just in case we're new friends, I always do a super quick introduction, and then we will jump into the meat of our episode today, which we are talking about tools for the everyday horse business owner. Tech tools to be specific, but do not leave just because I said tech, right? So, as I said, just a quick intro. My name, as I said, is Denise Alvarez, and I have a business called Storm Lily Marketing, which actually led me to starting this podcast. So, through that business, I help horse business owners like you convert your website visitors into your customers. I do that through coaching, as well as website design and content, email marketing strategy, and my Social Stride monthly coaching program. I do each of these things, and I created this podcast so that I can help you build the horse business that you want, the one that allows you to be out with the horses more, right? The ones that allows you to be out doing what you really love doing, why you started your business in the first place. And I know that not everybody loves or gets excited about marketing. And so that's why on this podcast, I do my best to break it down, right? To give you some step-by-step strategies and basic how-tos to help you not only see what's possible for your business, but to help guide you through that process. So that's what I want to do here today, right? I want to help guide you through working with some tech that's really going to help you in your horse business. So as I'm working with my clients, whether it's through one-on-one coaching or I'm doing their website or their emails, I always love to visit with them in a video chat when possible. I know Wi-Fi is not everybody's favorite friend, but when it's possible, I love to get together on video. Having that connection is just a little bit more personal. And as I do that, when I say a Zoom call or a video chat, then I have found that oftentimes horse business owners will fall into one or two buckets, right? Bucket number one is those horse business owners that are used to it and they're not too phased when I say it, right? Maybe they work with other vendors, other companies that like to do that. Maybe their horse business is their side hustle. That may be you. And so you already do that in your regular day job, so to speak, right? Or maybe you have online courses or memberships and you've used video chats in that way. So whatever the case, bucket number one, not too phased by that, right? Bucket number two, when I say video chat, I can almost feel that their eyes have gotten big and they're like, okay, well, I'll give it a try, but if it doesn't work, can we just do it by phone? Which of course, I have no problem with that either. But when I say anything tech related, that group, bucket number two, they get a little bit nervous about that tech, and I get it. And I always let them know that I'm here to help, right? So maybe when we're on our call, as I'm sharing what it'll be like to work together, I start to share about one of the tools we'll talk about today, which is called Google Drive. Super, super functional tool that helps us to just share documents back and forth. And then I see them start to get nervous again, right? Now, here's the thing. As I'm sharing this with you, and if you're one of those people who's like, I don't necessarily get nervous, I just hate tech, right? Either way, there's no judgment from me, okay? I promise you. It's just like when I started going to riding lessons again, and I was honestly a little bit nervous having to relearn all the things, and for the English side of things too, right? A lot of it was brand new to me. I'm not in it every day. It's not my everyday vernacular. And so I was just reminding myself of all the different parts of the saddle and what the names are and what she's going to be referring to. It's not second nature to me because it wasn't something I'm in every day. So I get that for you. I get that for horse business owners. You're not in it every day. And that's why you want to listen to this podcast. That may be why you want to hire someone like me to help you with your marketing, because you don't want to be. So I get that. Totally not judging you. So of course, I always offer to show people the ropes. We do the video chat because it allows me to share my screen and actually show them exactly what they need to do. So when I'm working with website folks, at the end, when I turn it over to them, I give them videos and I share my screen with them and show them exactly what they need to do to make that particular update or add a new blog post, because I get it. My goal is to make life easier for you. Which is why we're doing this episode today, right? There really are some tech tools. There are some apps that are going to make your life easier as a horse business owner. And so I want to share some of those with you. And if you've heard of some of them before, great. And if not, I hope that you'll be able to take what you hear on this episode and then go see how you can apply it into your own horse business. Now, as I said, my goal is to make life easier. Therefore, I'm sharing with you 6 tools. However, I'm breaking it into 2 different episodes. So they'll be a little shorter than usual, but that way it's in a bite-sized piece, right? So I don't want you to hear all 6 and get overwhelmed. I want you to hear 3 and think, okay, I can go look those up and then come back next week and hear 3 more, okay? Now, the ones especially that you're hearing today are either completely free or they have a free version, because I know that oftentimes that is a factor in our decisions, right? And so what I share with you today, you can use for free, at least to a certain point, right? Depending on the features that you find yourself needing. Okay? All right. So let's jump into our first 3 of the tools that an everyday horse business owner can use in your business. All right. Number 1 is Google Drive. I love Google Drive. Now, for many of you, you may already have access to this and you don't know it, because anybody that has a Google account has a Google Drive, right? So if you have a Gmail account, if you have a YouTube account, then you have Google Drive. You have access to that. You would just need to go to drive.google.com. Let's talk about why you would want that. So one of the big functions that Google Drive offers is storage. So you can create folders on there and you can store the files that you create using Google Drive, but you can also save other files there, different image files and things like that you might need to store and have easy access to. You can also share, which is one of the things I really love. So meaning if I am working on a website for somebody, that first step, we'll first get on a call, right? We'll do a chat and I'll send them a questionnaire. And then they will answer that questionnaire. Now, I make it easy. Like I said, if somebody's like, I don't do Google Drive, but here's a document, that's totally fine. But for some people, they really already love it or they want to learn it. And I just send a link in an email. They click on that link and it automatically opens up a document. Just like think of it as a Word document, but it's a Google document, right? So you can do similar things inside of it. But what's cool about it is when I create it, I can put questions in there, I can send it to my client, and then you can go in and answer those questions. We both have access to the same document. We can both make changes to the same document. So it makes that communication very, very easy, right? So for you as a horse business owner, what that could look like is sharing documents with your team, right? Maybe you're you're working on an event, you're working on a show together, you're working on something for your barn, some new rule changes, all those things. You can share those back and forth with your team using Google Drive. Now, you can also do things inside of it. So I said documents. You can also do spreadsheets. You can also do slides if you're needing to do a presentation, right? Those are the most common ones. Also, web forms. I know a lot of people use those to collect information. So, for example, honestly, my riding instructor, she is getting involved in the board of her saddle club. So they're going to start using a simple Google web form for their saddle club members to send in their information and join and send in their email and all of that kind of stuff, their contact information, right? So that's a super simple way to do it. But by doing that, it's online, easy access for everybody. And her and everybody else on her board will be able to have access to that same information. So super, super helpful. Love Google Drive. Like I said, it's totally free. You can create folders inside of it so you can organize all your information. You can organize it by year. You can organize it by event, however you want. Obviously, name the folders however you want, but you will love it. And the other great thing is that you can use it on your phone. Now, I will say editing is not my favorite on the phone, but having access to what I need. So if I'm out and about and I have a client asking a question, I can easily access that on my phone, share the link, get in and get the information that I need. So just that access sometimes is just a world changer, right? Okay, so number 1 is Google Drive. Design tool number 2 is Canva. Canva is one of my favorites. I'm in it all the time. And I know a lot of my Social Stride members use this as well. So Canva is a design tool. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, Denise, I don't really have to do much design, but stick with me here, right? Do you create flyers? What kinds of things are you creating inside of Microsoft Word or Google Docs that you know could look better and would be easier to work with if you were able to use something that was a design tool, but you're not a designer? Here's what's so great about Canva. It has so many really beautiful templates that give you a great starting point, right? So you can put in there that you have a flyer. You can put in there that you need a cover photo for your Facebook page, or you're creating an Instagram post or an Instagram story, or maybe you have a YouTube channel and you're putting together a cover for that. All of those things Canva has templates for to get you started. And it's pretty easy to use for beginners. You can jump in and move around. I will say that sometimes you might have to Google something for your answers. So I'm actually doing a Canva tutorial inside of my Social Stride group this week for that reason, because there's some things that are maybe not as intuitive. But for the most part, you really can get in there and move around pretty easily. You can also add in your branding colors. You can add in your logo and different images that you want to use. So you can use your own images inside of those templates. And it really helps you to up level the things that you're creating. So it gives you that more professional look. Now, granted, I have seen people take a template and maybe butcher it a little bit. So don't go so crazy, because the templates were designed by designers, right? So they look really nice. If you start changing too much and you're not a designer, then you could butcher it. So I'll give you that fair warning. But it really is a beautiful free design tool. So I have a link. If you go to stormlily.com/Canva, then you can go there and learn more about it. And then, of course, on the show notes for this episode, which will be stormlily.com/62, you can go there and get links and information for each of the tools that I'll be sharing with you. Now, one of the neat things that Canva does is it actually helps you to match the colors from a picture to the text. So, for example, if you put a picture on there, then it will pull up the colors that are inside of that. So you can put some text on there that matches, right? So it really helps with that branding that you're able to do. And actually, back last year, around this time last year, in podcast number 24, Tara with Farm and Fur was my guest on that episode, and she shared some things about using Canva to pull out your branding colors and how you can use that color matching tool. It was a really great tip. So if you haven't heard that episode, make sure you go back and look. All right, you're doing great. You have made it to tool number 3, which is called MailerLite. Now, this is actually an email marketing platform, and I'll tell you some of the reasons that I really love it. So there are a lot out there, and if you're not using MailerLite, totally, that's fine. You use what works for you. I will tell you that I love to recommend MailerLite because it is easy for most people to get in and figure out. The words that they use, the terms that they use are pretty intuitive, trying to find your way around, trying to figure out the automations, right? So when someone signs up for something, how do you automatically send it to them? They've made it so simple and easy to use. So I really appreciate that about them. Now you might be thinking, well, why do I need an email marketing platform? And here's the thing. You know that I love to share about email marketing as a strategy for your horse business. But what you need to know is email marketing does not mean you go inside of your Google account or your Outlook account and you start emailing everybody and just blind carbon copy 60 people so that they don't see each other's email addresses and call that email marketing. That is not going to help you. It's not going to help you land in people's inboxes. What it's going to do is get people to mark you as spam, which is not going to be good for your emails. And so you want to use something where people can easily manage their subscription, meaning they can opt in, they can opt out. They can be in control of that. That's actually the legal way to do email marketing. Now, as you're collecting email addresses, you want to be able to put them into a system where you can organize them, right? So if they sign up for your valuable freebie, you want them to go in there and automatically get that email that delivers that freebie, right? You want to be able to schedule your emails ahead of time to take that hassle out of your life, definitely. And I shouldn't say hassle. It is not a hassle, but to take that from being a complicating factor in your life, simplify. You know, I'm all about simplifying. So scheduling out your emails, you can do that using MailerLite. And as I said, they have a free version. So do not be afraid to go in and just try it out, right? Now, they also have landing pages, and they're easy to use, and there are templates for you. And so what that means is if you're creating this valuable freebie, right, and you're saying, Denise, I don't really work with someone on my website, or I don't really want to pay somebody to create one page for me right now, I'm not at that place. You can use MailerLite to create a simple landing page. So, for example, a landing page would be for my freebie, you go to stormlily.com/checklist. I have a landing page there. It's dedicated only to giving you the information on that marketing or that website checklist, right? That's a landing page. So that's what this is, right? It's one page that's dedicated to getting people to sign up for what it is you're trying to get them to opt into. And you can do that using MailerLite. And it's very intuitive, nice and clean design, mobile friendly, all the things, right? So if you do not have an email marketing provider or you're not happy with yours, I definitely recommend that you check out MailerLite for the horse business owner that is wanting to up their marketing game and keep in touch with people via email. This is a really great tool. So like I said, you can jump on to stormlily.com/62 to get the link. You can go to stormlily.com/MailerLite to go straight there. Either way, it is a really good tool that I think you'll appreciate the ease that you can use it with. Okay, you did it. You got your first 3 tools that I believe are really going to help simplify your life, help you up-level your marketing and your business so that you can be out there doing what you love to do, right? So again, as I mentioned, go to the show notes for links to each of these. Next week, I will jump back on with 3 more tools for you. And if you have questions about any of these, please feel free. Shoot me a message on any social platform. Storm Lily Marketing is where you'll find me, or you can email me, Denise@stormlily.com, or on my website, there's a contact form there. I want to make it super simple for you to get in touch because I'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions about these, please feel free to reach out. As always, if you are not subscribed or following the podcast, I'd invite you to do that because you can be the first to know when I drop a new episode. And of course, if you are enjoying this, I would be so grateful if you would share it with your friends and if you'd leave a review. If you happen to listen on Apple Podcasts, they make it super easy. And by doing that, you can let other people know that this podcast has been helpful for you. So I'd be very appreciative if you would do that. Okay, I'm so grateful you're here. Truly, I love getting to help you out, getting to help your horse business and see you all thrive and doing so well. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Have an awesome day.